What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another daily video. This time on a Saturday, a quiet Saturday for Juve transfer news, but I would say some solid news that will be of importance for the upcoming week. So I will talk why I think the next week, so the coming week, will be important for our transfer activity. I will explain why I believe that in a moment. But before we get into the news, like the video, hit that bell notification, and especially subscribe, because we are 15 away from 3K. So that will be great if we hit 3K. And let's get into it, into today's news. So, as you have seen from the thumbnail, from the news on my right hand side, it's Zaniolo, because that's the most, it's the most important target we have at the moment, going off rumors. And we have some Zaniolo news from Nico Schira, from Tuttosport. So I'll read out the first two news reports. First one is from Nico Schira, and he's saying Juve working to sign Nicolo Zaniolo from Roma. Juve have reached an agreement in principle with Zaniolo and his agent Claudio for a contract until 27 at 4 million euros a season plus bonuses. Roma still asking for 50 million euros to sell him and have opened to the formula of a loan plus an obligation. And Tuttosport follows that up by saying, in the race for Zaniolo, Juve seem to have found the right solution. Normal loan with an obligation, but a swap with Arthur and a fee for the Giallorossi. Mourinho does like the Brazilian midfielder. Now, two different news reports, but I think two equally important news reports, because I think there's a bit of truth in both of news reports. I do think Roma likes Arthur based on the news, but I do believe if Arthur goes for Roma, it will not be included into the Zaniolo deal, just because Roma are not going to pay 40 million euros for Arthur, paying him 6 million euros in wages for the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know how many years of a contract he will get. I believe at some point, if Arthur, and there is a chance that he will join Roma, it will be on a separate deal, alone, and they pay the full wages for one season, something like that. And that's it. I don't think we are going to loan out Arthur for a year and Roma will say, yeah, we'll knock off a few millions from the price for Zaniolo. I don't believe that's going to happen. The most likely solution is what Nico Schira is saying, and it's going to be a loan a la Chiesa, so 10 millions up front and then 30 million, or I'm just saying something, 50 million next season and 50 million the following season, something like that. I believe it will be something like that, like a big payment now with 50 mil. And then next season we follow up by basically the other 15 to 10, 20, whatever. I think it will be that type of deal. More and more news coming out that Roma are opening up to that solution. Also because Roma have met with his agent, but there was no, the feeling was that there will be no agreement on the renewal. So they're likely to sell. Zaniolo wants to join Juve. There's agreement with Juve. Going off the news, it feels like this deal will be done quite quickly, if I might say it. I don't want to jinx it, I don't think it's going to drag on like Locatelli. The way we are moving, the way news is coming out, Roma are open to things. Like last season with Locatelli, it was also always Sassuolo saying, no, we want that money, and we were far away from offering what Sassuolo wanted at the beginning. Now there's a feeling that Juve will reach that there will be a middle ground in terms of fee, and that Roma are like, yeah, you can pay that over multiple years. That's what Juve wants. So based on the news that's out there at the moment, it feels like this deal will get done, and it will get done quite quickly. There were rumors today, I think it was a Gazzetta dello Sport, I don't want to misquote it, was some of the newspapers, and basically saying that Zaniolo, Juve, Roma wants to get this done before midway July, even before training camp starts. That's the 11th of July, I believe, yeah. But midway July, they want to have that deal done, so Roma can move on to get a replacement, Zaniolo can have the training camp, Allegri will have his player, all those things. So at the moment, the news is positive. If you really want Zaniolo, it's all good news. If you're a bit skeptical, like me, not because I don't really like Zaniolo, but I think with that money, like I thought we would have other priorities. But that's just me. I do like Zaniolo. I don't think he's worth 50 million. But it's up to him to prove me and others wrong and Justin right, I would say. But let's see. It feels like that's the next deal we will do. But yeah, that's the Zaniolo update. Let's move on to another player we are going for. I didn't put the Nico Schira news because that happened yesterday and we were live while that was happening. So we did discuss that. Nico Schira basically said that Juve met with Fali Ramadani, so Koulibaly's agent, 20 days ago. So going off that, I think the club knew the Ligt was going to move 20 days ago. That's the feeling I'm getting from the news story. But yeah, let's see. They met with his agent, like a good source now confirmed that in Nico Schira. So we are in the race for Koulibaly. You would hope so if you sell the Ligt, or you would think so if you sell the Ligt, based on his contract situation with Napoli. But La Stampa is saying Juve are targeting Koulibaly, as we know. De Laurentiis is asking for 40 million euro and does not want him to go to Juve. But if he doesn't renew his contract, he risks losing him on a free because he has a deal until 2023. So let's see how that will develop. Yesterday was a story that De Laurentiis is now willing to pay him 6 million euros. Today there was another story saying De Laurentiis is not willing to pay that. It's all over the place. But the fact that we met with his agent 20 days ago is, for me, a bit telling. Not saying we're getting to Koulibaly, but saying the club knew the Ligt was going to leave 20 days ago. I believe even longer. When the news broke, Romano, Pedula, even Di Marzo, even Romeo said like the contract talks for the Ligt are moving quickly. And then it went quiet for a few weeks and then boom, he kind of wants out. So I think the club knew back then when everybody was reporting that there were some positive feelings. I think the club knew there were no positive feelings, and that's when they contacted Koulibaly and all those other players. But let's see, there's no real De Ligt update at the moment. It's waiting on Chelsea's offer or City joining the race. Pedula said Bayern asked for info, but that's it, only information. I don't believe Bayern are going to spend that money on the defender this season. I think Chelsea will put in a bit that will be close to what Juve wants. Let's see if it will get accepted. I hope we will get at least 90 mil. We need to make... Like, you cannot sell under the price you signed him for. I don't care about the book value. I don't care about that. He's a better player than when we bought him. We bought him for a total of 85, something like that. You should get 85 at least back, but something in the region of 90. I don't care if people think he's overpriced. Fair. Gabriel Jesus, one deal on his 1 year deal, 1 year left on his deal, is overpriced. Richarlison, overpriced. Like, they're in the Premier League, they're spending that money without any problem, overpaying for players. So overpay for a better player. Like, even then, I don't care. It's up to the club to hold it, to basically stand still and say to Chelsea, we want that, and that's it. Pay up. Because we can see you're spending money in weird areas, not just Chelsea, also other clubs. They have the money. If they want them, pay up. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what the club will do. Then the next bit of news is why I think next week will be kind of a big week. It's not a big update. Zetolo Sport is saying Di Maria's agent was in Turin to close the last details. The Argentine is expected to arrive in Turin next week, probably in the first few days before leaving and returning on July 11, when we will be at Allegri's disposal for training camp. Going off rumors, Di Maria and Pogba will be in Torino this week, sign his deal, do his medicals, and then return for pre-season. That's the rumors, but I believe also Cambiasso is out there. We didn't talk about Cambiasso because we're still waiting on Dragosine. There are rumors that Cambiasso will leave on loan. I have no idea what's happening. Looks Pellegrini's on his way out. if Cambiasso is also on his way out, are we going to splash the money for the left back? I have no idea. But those 3 players could be in Torino starting from Monday, do the medicals, sign the contract, and I think there will be a big breakthrough for the Ligt and Zaniolo, and then it will be a domino effect. If you get the money for Zaniolo, you will hear more rumors. We're putting a bid in for player A and B, and Rabiot is on the move now, and Arthur, and Ramsey. I think it will be that effect towards training camp. It needs to pick up. It's a World Cup year. Players need to know where they're going to play the following season, acclimatize to the new club. I think that's what everybody wants, especially the players for once. So I do believe they will make their mind up rather quickly compared to previous seasons. But let's see how that will develop. Then we're going to end up with 2 stories on the striker, because we're looking for a backup striker. And I put this to the sport report in. It's a weird report, but I'm going to read it out. And Paul to back up Dusan for now is Arnautovic, who Allegri likes a lot. The club already has the yes of the player, but they will have to negotiate with Bologna. Juve also looking abroad to evaluate eventual fits, like Firmino with Rabiot moving the other way. Forget about it. We are not going to pay Firmino that kind of money to be the backup. So throw that away in the bin. It makes no sense. He's not coming. He's already not playing at Liverpool. If he moves, he wants to play. And he's not coming to be the backup to Vlahovic. And going from Arnautovic to Firmino in terms of, forget about quality wages, like it makes no sense. Like the report makes absolutely no sense. But let's see, Arnautovic, the more I think about it, I think we're not getting Arnautovic. I believe 2 things. One, Keane is going to say, or like I said many times, Morata will return in the last few weeks of the Mercato. And funny enough, that is the last piece of news. And that's from Gazzetta dello Sport, but also Alfredo Pedula. A lot of people are saying it. It's not over between Morata and Juve. Alvaro is close to renewing his contract with Atletico until 24. 2 paths could open up for his return to Torino: a permanent transfer with a multi-year payment, or a loan with an obligation to buy. So it will be another loan, 1-2 years, and then after the 2nd year, we will buy him to spread the costs and all those things. I still have the feeling, I could be completely wrong, that he will return to the club. That's the feeling I have, that towards the end of the Mercato, there's no offers. He doesn't really want to stay at Atletico. Simeone doesn't really want him. I know they need a striker, but at some point, I still believe Atletico will say, you know what, 18 mil or whatever, +2, and the club will be, we'll take it. That's what I believe. Going off the rumors, it's one of the 2. Keane is going to say, or Morata will return. I will be shocked if we get Arnautovic for 2 seasons. Like, I will be actually shocked. I'm not going to lie. Or Dzeko. I will be stunned. Or even if we get Dzeko, absolutely stunned. But yeah, let's see how that will develop. That's today's news. Again, it's a Saturday. Next week is when I believe things will pick up and we will get more quality, concrete, solid news. That's what I believe. But yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. As I said at the start of the video, like, subscribe, because we're almost at 3K. Hit that bell notification, and we will see you back tomorrow. Ciao.